Big news today. The Atlanta Falcons are reportedly linked to a massive trade that could bring them their future star edge rusher. In this video, I'll break down what I'm hearing, who this elite player is, and how he could make a huge impact on the Falcons. For those who aren't up to speed, Terry Fontenot, the Falcons general manager, held a press conference today to discuss his strategy heading into tomorrow's NFL draft. At first, I was planning to just talk about the things he said during the presser, but something huge dropped that I need to dive into and share with all of you. Let me fill you in with some key tweets and details that make me believe the Falcons are preparing to make a huge move for a premier edge rusher. That player, Abdul Carter. Now, you might be wondering, how could the Falcons land a player like Carter? Well, they'd likely have to trade up to the third pick to get him. And here's where it gets interesting. A lot of people are saying the Falcons are one of the teams to watch if there's a trade with the New York Giants to move up to that third pick. This is the edge rusher Atlanta desperately needs, a player who could be on the same level as someone like Micah Parsons. Let me walk you through a few Easter eggs that Terry Fontenot dropped today, and I'll share some tweets that show why I think this is a real possibility. First off, Terry Fontenot emphasized that the Falcons need to make this team better right now. In a tweet from the team quoting him, he said, "We need to take an impact player." Basically, he's saying they need someone who can come in and make an immediate difference. No more projects, just ready-to-play talent. And Abdul Carter is exactly that, a player who could step in and contribute immediately. Of course, there's also Jalen Carter and Jalen Walker on the radar, but right now all eyes are on Abdul Carter. Next, Terry Fontenot also mentioned in his presser that the Falcons are focused on improving the team right away. He said, "We're going to make this team better," and I couldn't agree more. Abdul Carter is that kind of impact player who could make a big difference right now. The most eye-catching moment, though, came when a mock draft from Jay Gruden was released. In it, he had Abdul Carter being taken by the Falcons after a trade with the Giants to move up to that crucial third pick. Things are starting to look pretty promising for a potential move. Now, if you look at the latest mock draft, who do you see at number 3? The Atlanta Falcons selecting edge rusher Abdul Carter from Penn State. To land him, the Falcons would need to trade up 12 spots with the New York Giants, which could be a game changer. This is a player who could be a cornerstone for the Falcons' defense for the next decade. Huge, right? Some of you might be asking, okay, if this happens, what would that trade actually look like? Well, I've got the details for you. According to Carey, a beat writer for the Falcons, here's how the trade could go down. The Falcons would get the third overall pick, which would allow them to select Abdul Carter. In return, the Giants would receive the 15th overall pick, a second-round pick, 46th overall, a first-round pick in 2026, a third-round pick in 2026. It's a big haul, but if the Falcons believe Abdul Carter could be the next Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, or Max Crosby, guys who can consistently put up 10-plus sacks, they might be willing to give up that much trade capital to secure him. Let's be real. Terry Fontenot knows that if he doesn't make a bold move this year, his job could be in serious jeopardy. He needs to get a player who can make an immediate impact. Missing out on a talent like Abdul Carter could be a major red flag, and it might cost him his job next year. Orlando Ledbetter also mentioned this potential trade and raised an interesting point. He referred to Terry Fontenot's comments about how the Falcons' front office is tracking other GMs' behavior leading up to the draft. They're studying who might trade up, who might trade back, and who's playing it safe versus those who are more aggressive. Fontenot himself said, "I'm 75% trade up, so I'm more aggressive." This is Fontenot calling himself an aggressive GM. That's a big deal. If the Falcons are really pushing for Abdul Carter, Fontenot's willingness to be aggressive could be the key to pulling off a big move. Now, does this mean the Falcons are 100% locked in on Abdul Carter? Not necessarily. But we're starting to hear more whispers, and mock drafts are beginning to show the Falcons as a likely candidate to draft him. If you look back at previous drafts, we didn't hear much about some top players until the last few days before the draft. And then, boom, a trade happens. So while it's not a guarantee, the Falcons are definitely one of the teams to watch as the draft approaches. If the rumors are true, they could be making a major play for Abdul Carter. There's a real chance the Atlanta Falcons are gearing up to make a bold move in the draft. More and more, it's looking like they want to get aggressive and secure a top-tier edge rusher to help solidify the defense for the future. But let's step back for a second. Why would the New York Giants be willing to trade down? I believe they have their eyes set on Shader Sanders. They might not feel comfortable selecting him at number 3, but they know he'll definitely still be available at 15. So by trading back, they can grab some extra assets while still landing their guy. Now back to the Falcons. Do they have a shot at landing Abdul Carter? Yes, absolutely. There are even rumors swirling that both the Giants and the Browns are considering moving back in the draft. Could Terry Fontenot pull off a game-changing move to save his job and land a pass rusher that's been missing from this team for years? I think so. All the buzz leading up to the draft, combined with the Falcons' clear need for an edge rusher, makes it feel like this is a very real possibility. Think about it. If the Falcons land Abdul Carter and pair him with Leonard Floyd and the other defensive pieces they have, this team could go from barely making the playoffs to being a serious contender in the NFC. So what do you think? Would you trade all those assets to land Abdul Carter if you were the Falcons?
Personally, I'd go for it. But some people argue that they'd rather have multiple solid second-tier players than one top-tier guy. For me, though, it's all about securing that game changer, and Abdul Carter fits that mold. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And if you want to see more content like this, check out this next video right here. As always, peace.